Hello, and welcome to Unlimited Appetizers, the show where we simulate killing time while waiting for your food at a restaurant. I'm your host, Erin.
And I'm your opera phantom, Mancha.
Your what?
Opera
phantom?
phantom.
I thought you said opera fandom, and I was like, you're a whole fandom?
I'm like the entire nation of Italy? No.
I didn't know you to like opera.
I don't like opera.
Oh. Well, it's a good thing you didn't say that then.
The closest I'd get is like the web browser, but I haven't even used that. I've heard it's good. I know at least
There's
one person
a web
who
browser named Opera.
Yeah, it's like it's not one of the big three, but apparently it's good. One of you who I know watches the show, I know uses Opera, and I'm talking directly to you. I'm looking directly in your eyeballs. Hi.
You know what? I was in like a work meeting or something where they were talking about some project one time where like something got discontinued in like web stuff that only worked on like Opera and a couple other like things, and they were like, we had to decide if we were gonna like make it for these weird platforms or just like discontinue it, and they were like, we're not bothering with that. I don't know, that's the only instance I heard.
Was it like
of
Flash
Opera.
Player related?
It was some Flash Player thing, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I just thought of that.
Yeah, that's all I got.
So you were here like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago?
It was a week ago.
Okay.
Because I left a week and a day ago. So.
Oh, yeah. You started a little late.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun. We had Tyler on the episode.
I've now had my first week of summer, which means that in the week since I've come back from Raleigh, I have completely ruined my sleep schedule. Completely garbage, just down the drain. Been going to bed at 4, been waking up at noon. Everything is bad, and I understand it. But there's just something about waking up early that just isn't as fun as staying up late.
Yeah. No, 100% agreed. I'm not off, but I had a lot to do like before you guys came. So like this week I really had nothing going on. Like when I get out of work, I can just like hang out or do whatever. So the things like currently ruining my life right now are I got really into the Cookie Run Kingdom app.
Oh no.
And that has been like consuming my life. I installed it in like December when I was in the airport going home. Haven't touched it since then. And then I just like saw something that was like from it online. I was like, oh, I should play that again. And I've just been like hooked on it. And like some of the things that you like, the resource things that you need to tap refresh like every minute. So I'll just like sit there with it open and just like press it over and over. Like if I go through all of them, by the time I loop back to the first, there's some that are like up already. So I just have that app open like all day. Tyler tried to call me and was like, I tried calling you and like you didn't pick up, and it was because I have a setting on my phone where when I'm playing a game it like mutes calls and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I was playing Cookie Run.
Erin.
And the other thing ruining my life is I'm getting back into the Cake Mania games. I had Cake Mania on the DS, and I played it recently, and then I was like, I wonder if I can get any of the other ones. And there's some of them where you can like find online, just like a file of them, and then there was one on Amazon, and that's the one I'm playing right now, and it was very funny because they have a joke about like French people or something in it. And there was this like 5-paragraph review of this, like, I assume it was like an old woman or something complaining about how it was like discriminatory against French people because it made a joke like about people in France being rude or something. And I was just like, wow.
I don't know what's wrong with being discriminatory towards French people.
See, now that lady is going to write a review about this podcast.
Good. I want her to write a review about this podcast. Hey, French people are French, and that's funny.
That is true. And they won't understand what we're saying, so they can't come for you.
They can't. Here, I'll say it in French. Eiffel Tower baguette.
See, I took French, and I can't tap into that skill right now.
All I know is that there are 3 times more letters than you say. That's all I know.
That's true for a lot of it, yeah. Yeah. So I've just been playing a lot of video games that are demanding all of my attention and not getting a lot done.
I mean, me too.
Sounds like we're in the same boat.
I've been playing Grounded, which is like a it's been in early access for a couple of years. It's a survival game where you are a kid who's been Honey, I've Shrunk the Kids into a backyard. So it's like a survival game, but you're like tiny and you have to fight like giant bugs and build your house out of grass. And it's got some of like the coolest environment design in a game that I found, because like the desert biome is a sandbox. So like that's a
Oh,
complete like
cool.
the like RPG like elemental stats are like the cold damages from like mints that you find, and like the fire damages from like spicy candies, and you do like salt damage, which is I guess another kind of damage. I haven't even gotten as far enough to unlock those. I've been playing that and Minecraft again. Every
That's
summer I
cool.
get back into Minecraft.
Yeah, I texted you to record the podcast, and you were like, I'm getting ready," and apparently getting ready was playing Minecraft.
Well, no, when you texted me, I was getting ready. I was done playing Minecraft. We said we were going to record at 7, which means I stopped playing Minecraft at 7.
Yep, sounds about right.
I was responsible.
I'm always behind, and I was like early today, because I actually like put makeup on and got dressed because I had to take a selfie with a bear to post on Instagram because they gave me the bear for free if I would do that.
I love him. My sister has one of those bears.
It's very good.
Go to
It's
Erin's
very good.
Instagram to see this very cute bear with a very funny head.
You can put him on the screen.
I can.
I also could grab him.
I'm trying to
Oh,
direct clout towards your direction, Erin.
okay. But also, I kind of want to go get him. I'll be right back.
He can be our guest. It's just me and you again. I don't have much to say this time. Support me on Patreon.
Did you say anything funny that time, or do we have to cut something?
I said absolutely nothing. No words
Okay.
came out of my mouth.
You did this last time, and I believed you, so I don't know if I should believe you so easily.
I've done a very large amount of clearly doing something and just denying it and someone believing me. And the fact that I've gotten like my deception skill high enough to do that is a little concerning, and I don't like it.
You just seem very innocent. This is the bear. It's from Tiny Headed Kingdom. It's very cute. I'd seen it online before, and I look at him. I was like, "Ooh, I like this bear. I'm glad they're offering me a bear." Anyway, he's my new friend. Okay, you can sit and watch the podcast. All right. Anything else before we get into discussion time?
I think we should go ahead and talk about something structured instead of something random.
Sounds good. I was very chatty with you before the podcast. Normally we try to just like start and then like talk then, but I just had like a lot to say. So by the time I like got on here, I was like, I guess I play Cookie Run now. Like that was like all I had.
I don't know. That is a pretty concerning look into your life. I am worried for you now.
I already have like a third of the cookies in the game, and it's like a gacha game, so that's like not good.
Don't become one of those Cookie Run people.
I know. I think it's happening. It's too late. Yeah, do you want to introduce segment?
It's your top. You came up with the topic.
Oh, I did. I forgot.
Right.
Yeah, we were just trying to figure out like what are we going to talk about? We're like we did cartoons, we did video games. What else is
Those
there?
are the only things that happen.
That's it. So I was like, I don't know, I want to talk about like weird customer service experiences. So that's what we're going with. You got anything you want to start with?
So you kind of be good to lay out. So where have you done customer service? Because I worked at RIT. I worked at the Control Alt Deli, which is basically just a Subway, but not as cool as a Subway. And then I've also worked at a large truck stop, which is like the big one at our exit.
I worked at Joann Fabrics when I was like 19. That was my first job. And I I haven't really had any other like customer facing jobs. I had to do a lot of customer service type things when we were running
Mhm.
like cons and stuff, but I'm not
True.
going to talk about those because some of those people we know. So, um
I think we should make fun of them publicly on our podcast.
I think we should not do that because it will get me in trouble. Also, most of the stories I wrote down were customer service things that happened to me where I was the customer. Because I've had some
Oh,
weird ones of those too, but I have some that aren't.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
have any of those.
Oh, I have a bunch. And I'm
Well,
very nice to the people. Like I wasn't like mad, but like some weird stuff happens to me when I go places.
well, now I'm interested. So you lead in. I want to hear what you've
Okay,
got.
so the most recent one, when you guys were here for Animazement, I picked Derek up from the airport and I was like, "Oh, I want to get Panera Bread breakfast. It's like my favorite breakfast." And Derek was like, "Oh, okay, I've never had it." So like we stop at a Panera Bread. I always order the same thing at every Panera I go to. I get the Madagascar vanilla cream cold brew. I get a large, and then I get the bacon, egg, and cheese on brioche with an over easy egg. That's like the sandwich. So I go up to the counter and the girl seems like new. Like the manager kept coming over to like help her and stuff. Um, and so I ordered the drink. She couldn't find it in the system, and the manager's like, "Oh, it's like laid out really weird, like whatever." So he came over and like helped her. And then they asked me about the egg, and they asked me like if I wanted scrambled or over easy, and I was like, "I want over easy," and they were like, "Okay, cool," and they put it in. So I go pick it up. Drink is the wrong size; it's small, and I was like, oh, "I'm not going to say anything; it's fine." And then I get the sandwich, and it's a scrambled egg, not over
Mhm.
easy, and I was like, "Oh, well, that's like both things. Like, I'll go back." So I was very polite, and I like went up, and I was like, "Hey, like, this is the wrong drink size, and also I wanted the other egg, not the scrambled one." And they're like, "That drink doesn't come in that size." And it's on the board. Like it is blatantly on the board that it comes in that size. And I order this drink at every Panera I go to. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna let that one go. I don't have time to like argue with these people about like the drink thing or whatever because it was confusing when they put it in. And then I was like, okay, yeah, but can I get like a different egg? And the guy's like, you know, it's like soft, right? And I was like, I know what an over easy egg is. Yes, that's why I ordered it when you asked me. Like it's like the default one it comes with too.
I
Like
don't
you have
know
to
why you
ask to
want
get
scrambled
scrambled.
on a sandwich over like a
I know.
over easy egg. That seems
Also,
better.
it's like a fast food sandwich, so it's like scrambled is like not. It's not even like I don't even like scrambled eggs, but it's like a low tier scrambled egg.
Yeah.
Um, and then they're like okay, we'll get it fixed. And then right before he walks away, he's like okay, so over easy egg sausage, and I'm like no, it is bacon, and he's like oh, okay. And they brought it out, and I was very nice the whole time. But I was like, man, like this man tried to like explain what an over easy egg was to me.
Are scrambled eggs not soft? Sorry, like, do I not understand what it's just like, is fluffy not soft?
I just don't understand what he thought. Like, why would I ask for it if I don't know. It's just like it was a weird
Do
interaction. I
you
was very nice,
know?
but
Do
it was
you
just
know
like
what an over easy egg is?
yeah, like he was like, oh, like you don't want that. I know you want scrambled. I'm like, no, I do. It's the sandwich I get all the time. Also, it's like the default one it comes with. So that was my recent one.
Um,
Yeah.
I know it's not like a huge issue. It's just like a funny thing. Whenever I go out with my mom, okay.
Hmm.
So like I'm not like super tall or anything. I'm average, right? I'm like 5'10", 5'9", whatever. Um, different doctor's visits have given me different results. I don't get it.
Okay.
My mom is short. My mom is like, my mom's 4'11".
Oh, it's
My
pretty
mom's
short.
5 foot.
Okay.
So she's short, and I look older than I am. Because I'm 23, almost 24.
Are you
Uh,
leading into telling me they think you're married to your mother?
they people there's always just like you can tell that like the vibe is like a little weird until like someone makes it very clear that we are mother and son.
Uh huh.
It's never like direct, but you can tell that it's like a thought that people have. Um, especially like if like I go to lunch with her or something, because I like going to lunch with my mom every once in a while. It's a lot of fun. Especially now that I don't live at home, it's a good way to catch up on like all the stuff going on in the family or whatever.
Uh huh.
So when we do that, sorry, it started thundering here. That distracted me.
We just had a storm before this started. Interesting.
Maybe it's traveling up. Who knows?
It's pretty fast.
big storm. I don't know. You can always like tell that there's like a click of like, oh, when there's something that one of us lets on that like, oh, we're mother and son.
Mhm.
And it usually leads to a lot of like other women telling my mom that she looks really young. Because my mom
Interesting.
doesn't look her age. She looks a little younger.
Uh-huh.
Again, partially because she's short, partially just because she's aged pretty well. Um, so it's just a funny, like, consistent thing that happens to us when we're out.
I have a similar issue. My like friend group here, it's like a couple, and then that's a guy and a girl, and then like me, and then like a guy that we're friends with, and we'll go out together, and people will always like give me and the guy like a joint check, and I'm like, we are
Mm.
friends. Like those two are like, it's very annoying, and I've had that like back home too. If I go out in groups with like that split, they'll be like, oh yeah, you guys are together, and I'm like, no.
That's why I like making it clear at the beginning of like getting to a restaurant. I like just trying to line up. I like, hey, the checks are going to be like this. I feel like it helps the waitresses if you do that anyways. So
I thought you were gonna say you try to be like, I'm single when you get there.
I don't. I have no romantic intent towards this woman.
Oh, I know.
No, I just like lining up early on what the checks are going to be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it's helpful.
Do
Uh,
you?
yeah. So the big thing I think of when I think of like being on the customer service end of stuff, so I worked at a gas station. This means I had to sell a lot of alcohol. This means I had to sell a lot of cigarettes. Uh, there are a couple issues with this. This is so in Ohio, it used to be 18 and now it's actually 21 to buy cigarettes, which is weird. When I did, it was always 18.
Mm.
But the big weird thing about, I don't know why, but the big weird thing about our gas station is you couldn't sell alcohol on Sundays. We did not have a specific license for that. The fact that you need a license for that at all is absurd.
Dude, what is going on in Ohio?
I don't know. We have really weird liquor laws though down here. Really strange. But it's really hard to get like imports here. Point is, so that's a constant problem. But like the most of my like frustrated people stories are gonna be or like I have a lot of just like really pretty much samey, just like, oh, people want to buy alcohol and they don't have their ID, but I ID'd them, and if I ID'd them, I have to see an ID, for various reasons. The one that big one that comes to mind though is guy comes in with his two sons, and they're very clearly talking about all buying like some cigarettes, and like they're telling their dad what they want. Through state law, because they have made it very clear that it is for them,
Yeah.
I have to card them. They don't have their IDs. The dad's like, well, can't I show my ID? I'm like, well, no, they made it clear it's for them. Like,
Also, most people carry their IDs. Those were probably children.
they looked like reasonably old enough, but like, you know, if you're under, I think 20,
been,
they were looked under 27. If you look under 27, you got to be ID'd.
Yeah.
And so like that is a interaction I remember very, very heavily because it was really, really weird because they kept fighting me over, and I had to like pull a manager in just to be like, just like confirm, like, hey, they said they wanted those cigarettes. I need their IDs. And I think it ended up with them just leaving. I don't think we sold them anything.
Probably. I think that there's not a lot you can do in that situation unless
they can show their IDs.
Have IDs. Yeah, which if they weren't going to do that, they weren't going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one from where I was working, but it's not really like bad. It's just like funny. I had this moment at my register at Joann's. What'd you drop?
I picked my cup up and it picked up my coaster with it.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. Yep.
I'm so sorry. Please start over.
No, you're fine. So yeah, I had this woman in my line when I worked at Joann's, And something happened where like we need to call a manager, somebody needed to get like an item or something. So me and this woman were like standing there waiting for like a long time next to each other. And she had bought chocolate off like the counter. And we were just making like small talk, and she was like, "Oh, like, yeah, this chocolate looks good, doesn't it?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, it looks really good." And she was like, "We know you're working, like, here, you can have a piece of the chocolate." And like the thing you need to understand is like when I was 19, my anxiety was very unmedicated. So I didn't want to do like anything at work ever where I thought like a manager would come over and be like, "Why aren't you working?" So I was like, I don't want to accept like food from the customer. Am I allowed to do that? And so I was like, "Oh no, it's fine. Like you can have it. Like I don't need it." And she was like, "No. Like you said it looked good. Like here, have some." And she like pushes it over to me, and I broke off the tiniest corner of this chocolate bar. And this woman gave me a look. Like she just looked at me and was like, "You're gonna take a bigger piece than that." And I was like, "Okay." And then she broke off like a third of it and gave it to me. And I was just like, "Okay, thank you." So I'm just like eating it, and I'm like looking around, like hoping that nobody else in the store is like, "What are you doing? You're working." Yeah. Weird interaction I had.
The fact that that's like that has to be a problem is really weird.
It's, you know, the mentality, like when you work jobs like that, like they'll come over and be like, "Why aren't you working?" if you're just like standing, you know, depending on where it is. But
yeah, it's just so weird. Because it also depends on what manager you get. Like at
yeah,
the gas station, there's like most of the time I'd work nights, and all the night managers were very, very like chill.
yeah.
But like working like during the day was like a pain, which is why like I would rather work like till midnight there
Mhm.
than like work a shorter shift in the morning, because after like 10 o'clock it gets easy. The best part of that job was leaving the register, going into like the fridge, and like stocking all of the sodas for like an hour
Oh, that
in the
sounds nice.
fridge. And I mean, yes, I'm gonna listen to music for an hour in the cold and just stock all this stuff. It is really easy.
Yeah,
um
I always like stocking stuff much better than anything else I had to do.
One thing I often think of
Mhm.
is like one time when I told someone that like the diesel pump was like the opposite color from what it
Uh-huh.
was. I think I said that like, oh, like the regular pumps are green and like the diesel pump is black or whatever. And I think that they were switched there. I think I had it wrong. And I hope that they got their gas correctly. I
Yeah,
sometimes think about that.
their car just like blew up because you told them the wrong thing.
Well, like it wouldn't blow up, but it would mess up their car if they put in the wrong
Yeah,
gas. If like, because
yeah.
diesel's very different. Uh, I hope that they don't put diesel in their car. But thinking about it, I'm wondering why I was asked which is the correct color pump in the first place, because it should be pretty obvious.
Yeah. Also, don't they normally say it on it?
Well, if you yoink out like the diesel pump, I think it'll only let you press the diesel button or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Interesting. Um, oh, one thing that was very annoying at Joann's that people would do, the coupons are like a huge thing there.
Yeah.
Like, people have like the app. There's like newsletters people get. There's like all kinds of stuff that gives people coupons, and a lot of times they'll put out like a 50% off coupon. That was pretty common, and like certain people didn't understand how it worked, so they would like at home print off like 10 copies of the same 50% off coupon and like bring it up to the register and want me to like use them individually, but they're like the same barcode, so it doesn't work. Like I
It's one
can't,
use.
yeah, like you can't just like print off 10 of them and then you have 10 of them. Like you can only use one. And they would be like, "Can you like override it in the system?" And I'm like, "Absolutely not. I could not do that because the lady behind me will come over here and yell at me if I do that and I'll lose my job." um, there was a lot of that. And there was a lot of using the coupon, getting back in line, using it again, going to a different register. There's a lot of people doing stuff like that. And I was like, "Do you guys have like all day to do this?"
Did you have to push product at Joann's?
I wrote like a note in my notes about this. So here's here's how annoying it was. And also it's like all like old people that work there, so they're big like sticklers for the rules. Like it's not like cool young people where you'll be like, man, you don't have to do it. Like, so you had to at Joann's, you have to ask everyone what they're making. You have to, if it's like fabric or like materials for something, you have to ask what the project is, and then you have to suggest items for it if they don't have everything in they need. So if they have like a fabric, you gotta be like, do you have thread? Do you have needles? Like blah blah. Do you have all this? Um,
I hate
if you're
that.
at, yeah, it's so annoying. If you're at the register, you have to ask if they want. We have soaps there that are $1, or at least this at the time, like probably like 6 years ago or something. If they want a soap, if they want to donate to whatever charity, if they want to download the app to get coupons, and sometimes there's another product you have to push too, and they would tell you to say all of those things. So that's like you're asking these people like 5 questions, and some people, like especially like old people, like you'll ask one question, they'll be like, "No, please don't ask me any more questions." Like they will just like straight up tell you like, "Don't even give me the script, I don't want it." And it's like, okay. And if you're at the cutting counter, we had to try to sell them this fabric softener thing or something that was like it was like $10 or $15. So like no one wants it. Like I think I sold like one, and the lady just was like, "Oh wait, yeah, I use that," and like she just kind of bought it on her own, so I got to count it as one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you had to keep track on like paper, like how many things you sold, and at the end of the day, like you have to tell them, and then every morning they tell you like you have to sell this many soaps and stuff, and like nothing really happens if you don't do it. They just like yell at you, but it was awful.
Yeah, for us, so like it would we didn't have to count it, luckily. That's the
Hmm.
good thing. Cuz like that data would be in our register
Oh yeah.
for the day. But usually we'd have like a deal on like candy or something like that, right? Some
Hmm.
like candy or like Slim Jims or something.
Yeah.
Most often it was like buy one get something candy.
Yeah.
Which you have to be very careful about pushing to people, but they want you to push it to everybody.
Yeah.
But it's like if like a like family is coming up and you can tell that like they very clearly like don't want to
Don't
buy
want the
candy for their
kids
kids, I don't
yeah.
want to like push that on them. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
no.
make sure no one's around so I don't have to push it. Again, this
Yeah.
is a problem with like day shift stuff as opposed to night shift, because night shift they don't care if you push stuff. Day shift they absolutely care.
Yeah.
um and like some some people are just there for their cigarettes, so like that they don't want the candy.
Mhm.
It's like it's very easy to tell whether someone has a chance of buying that
Yeah.
candy, and I think that personally, if you want to push product, it's a lot more effective if you like single specific people out. Because you can
The kid
tell when
thing I
they're
had
like
to deal
people
with
who are
too.
right.
Yeah.
Because you know who you do want to ask. You want to ask like a kid who comes up to your register with money. You want to
Yeah.
ask like a teenager. You want to ask like a single person who's buying like a soda and like a candy bar.
I've bought
Um,
candy before at a gas station when they asked me cuz that's I am very easily influenced to buy candy.
yeah, like the gas station I go to for a while, they're like, yeah, our cookies you can buy two, and you get a third one extra, and you get like a raffle ticket to like win a
Mhm.
gift card. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'll eat a cookie, and I
Yeah.
leave with 3 cookies. Um, yeah, the easiest stuff to push was like if someone already has stuff and you know the deals,
Mhm.
it's like, hey, I can give you a better deal. And what's annoying is when people don't listen to you.
Yeah.
Not that they don't want the thing, because sometimes you don't want the extra food. That's all right. I understand that. But when people think that you're wrong, uh,
I
I'm
will
not
say
trying to cheat you out of money.
I once trusted a young FYE employee that was like a teenager, and they ended up giving me like the FYE credit card thing. It wasn't really like a credit card, but it's like it's a thing that will eventually charge you money if you don't cancel it. And that was like a whole ordeal. I had to like call a number, try to cancel it and stuff. So like sometimes I'm skeptical when people start being like, "Hey, you want to get like this percent off?" Because I'm like, what do I have to
That's
do?
a bit different. I'm saying like,
Yeah,
hey, do you want like another candy bar for free because
yeah,
this is the deal that's going
yeah,
on?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Um, I have a story of triumph for me about a
okay.
bad customer service experience. So, some people may know about my couch. So when I got this job, I had a couple months before I had to move because we started like remote or whatever. And so I was like, I'm gonna get a custom couch because I'm really weird about a bunch of fabrics. So like, I was like, I want it to be this specific fabric, and I want it to be a pull-out couch so that like I don't have to buy another bed or like mattress thing. If people want to stay over, they can just sleep on like pull-out couch. And there weren't a lot of those available because it was like COVID, and they were like, yeah, we're like sold out of pull-out couches everywhere because people started like moving back in with their parents and stuff during COVID. Um, so I ordered it, and when I was ordering it, they were like, it's gonna be like 3 months. And I was like, okay, cool, that's like plenty of time before I move. And then they were like, it's maybe gonna be like 5 to 6. And I'm like, all right, that's like right on the border, like I might miss it. It took 13 months. They kept calling me every month, or I would call them every month, and they would just be like, yeah, no, like it's almost done, like just gonna be a couple weeks. Yeah, it took a year and a month. And everybody kept making fun of me because like they'd come over and I only had these like $8 chairs from Goodwill to like sit on. And the lady that sold me the couch was a character. Like I would call, and it was just this like crazy woman would be like, yeah, I don't know, like it's coming. And I'm just like, okay, thank you. Um, yeah, it was a whole ordeal, and they only had the store there, like, it wasn't, like, a chain, so I couldn't change where it was delivered, so my mom had to, like, drive it down in, like, a truck, and we had to get, like, movers to bring it up because I live, like, a couple floors up, so I got it here, and then, like, a month after that, my mom texted me a picture of a news article that store was going out of business and they closed, so I hate them, and they screwed me over, and I know that was a thing with like furniture during COVID and stuff, but they lied to me like so many times about it.
I've got a fun customer side story as well that I just thought of,
Mhm.
similar, where I buy a lot of polyhedral dice because I'm literally crazy.
Yeah,
And I like collecting dice, so I have like a ton. I have a bunch within like arm's range of me as well.
just like the
But
notebooks.
yes, just like the notebooks. But like this for once, so this is from Kraken Dice. I bought like 2 sets for my brothers for Christmas this year.
Mhm.
And with them they had these. And it's like,
Oh,
it's part of a die, you can see here, and I'll
yeah.
get to why it's only part of a die instead of a full one. But the idea is that you can fit 7 dice in here. So
Okay.
I got 2 because I wanted to fill like them with the dice sets. I think if it more, and actually I think if it the whole 12-piece set in here.
Mhm.
Either way, so I got 2 of these. I get them in the mail. One of the lids is shattered. And I like immediately write up an email to them. They've helped me with customer service stuff before, and they're really, really nice about it. And they're great, and I really recommend them. This is not a story about them. This is a story about me.
Okay.
And so they are immediately like, "Yeah, we can either send you a new one, or we can give you credit." And I'm like, "I just want a new one. You don't gotta worry about it." So they send me a new one. I have all the stuff on my table. I start like wrapping every stuff up. At some point, I realize I can't find the lid. And I put it
Oh.
next to like the bag that had like the shards of the other one. And I think I threw it away after I took the time to get it sent to me. So what I ended up doing is I gave my older brother like the complete one with the dice in it. I just gave my younger brother it in a little bag that I had. So it worked out in terms of the present, but that's why I have like the holder, but I don't have the lid to close it up
Mm.
anymore. A sort of good customer service that I screwed up because I'm dumb.
I have a couple of the Stardew Valley plushies from like Sanchi. There's like 3 of them. And somewhere in the move, they each have like a magnet in their hand, and there's like an item that attaches to it. And one of them has like a sword. It's Abigail. And I lost the sword somehow in like coming here. Like the magnet disconnected or something. And like I don't know. Like my mom helped me move. It's not something she would recognize as being important to bring. I don't know what happened to it. Either I lost it or it got left behind or something. But I'm so frustrated by it because those are like my favorite plushies that I like am I'm on the verge of buying another one, and they're like not cheap, and then just like giving that to somebody else and be like, I can't live without the sword. I need to have the sword.
I mean, I'll take an Abigail plush if you want the sword.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea. The issue is paying to ship it to you. Because I won't see you. That would have been smart to do when you were here.
should have done this episode 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
I know. Damn it.
We'll figure it out.
Ready for next segment? Or
yeah,
do you have
I was actually
more?
just gonna say,
Cool.
I think it's time. So, what we have planned next, in our uncut, what's the word I'm looking
gems.
for? In our uncut gems with the comedy hero Adam Sandler. No, in the pilot that we unaired, I was looking for the word unaired.
Oh yes.
We did push the button. Which is like the online website where you're given 2 options. And like we had mixed results with trying that out because some of like the questions were a little weird.
They're user submitted, so sometimes they were really good, and sometimes it was like, did a 12-year-old write this?
So what I have is my parents have a board game called Would You Rather. Now it's a whole board game. There's like a board, there are pieces, there's a timer and everything. I don't care about that. We've never played it. We only ever pull the cards out and read them. So we're gonna do
the right way to play these games.
So I have not looked through these. I'm gonna be pulling random ones. And I just want to talk about the Would You Rather. There was one I saw earlier though that I wanted to talk about while I'm grabbing a card. That was like, would you rather like have dirt roads everywhere or 2-lane highways? That's not a hard choice. 2-lane highways.
Yeah.
Because you know that more lanes in a highway increases traffic.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, more lanes increases traffic because it's more options for you to screw up.
Oh, that's true. That makes sense.
I like. There's like a lot of science about it. I don't remember where. Some place very recently like canceled like a huge road project because of it. Because they were going to expand the roadways. It only makes the congestion worse.
So did you want the dirt roads or the highway?
No, you want the 2-lane highway. That's like
okay, yeah.
I assume that it was implying that you don't ever get bigger highways. That was my assumption for how it was worded.
Only 2 lanes. Okay.
Yeah, as opposed to like sense. More. Like,
yeah.
No, 2 lanes are good.
That's
okay.
Fair.
So there's 4 questions on each card. Give me a 1, 2, 3, or 4.
4.
Would you rather be forced to look at yourself in every reflective surface you pass for 20 seconds?
I already do that.
Or would you rather never see your reflection again?
Oh, first one for sure. You're asking me this question. I already look at myself all the time.
Yeah, I'd probably rather never see my reflection again. Because my time is not that I hate even how I look, because like I've grown into that. I just don't want to waste my time because like every time I pull out my phone, I can see myself in my phone. Well, I'm gonna be stuck there for a long time.
Oh, that's true. I would still do it. When I record this podcast, I look at myself the entire time. I occasionally glance at you. I look at myself most of the time. I try
to stare at you most of the time. I spend a lot of time looking like off at the side, like right now, where you can clearly tell I'm not looking at Erin. I'm looking at myself in the tiny corner. Okay.
You can also just, if there's one you think
I'm looking for the fun ones. I just wanted to start off with a random one. Okay, would you rather come home to find that a prankster has nailed all your windows shut or has taken the labels off of all your canned goods?
I probably only have like 5 cans of soup or whatever in my cupboard. I don't have a lot of canned things, so that would be easier for me to fix. The nailed thing, I'd have to like hire someone.
That one isn't a huge deal for me either. I can tell you what cans I have. I have tuna, which is clearly a tuna can.
Shaped a certain way,
canned chicken, which is also clearly one. And then I have like tomato soup, peas, and beans, and corn. And I think that's it. So what I would do is I just open one can and I just eat what that was that night.
Yeah. This would be like an issue for my mom who has like an extremely stocked kitchen where there's all kinds of things. This is not an issue for me who buys like a can of soup and a loaf of bread from the store and I'm like, all right, that's my food this week.
I like having baked beans in tomato soup sometimes.
Yeah.
Not
there
together,
you
just
go.
like in my kitchen. I want to be
Yeah.
clear. I'm not crazy.
Mhm.
Would you rather? This is weird. I don't like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna read it anyways because it's a weird question. Would you rather?
Okay.
And you, as a woman, very clear. As a woman, would you rather wear high heels while camping or Birkenstocks to the Oscars?
Oh, high heels camping. I'm not. If
Probably.
I'm going to the Oscars, I am going to look good. I'm
I
not
don't
going to be
care
wearing
about the
that.
Oscars. I'll wear the Birkenstocks.
That's funny.
Okay. Would you rather have to climb a 6-foot chain link fence every time you want to enter and exit your house, or blow up a queen-sized air mattress with your own lungs every night before you sleep?
See, the thing is, the chain link fence would delay me so much. The second one, I don't think I'm physically capable of. Like, I think I would just die. So I think I have to pick the fence.
I go to bed when I'm tired, not when it's my bedtime. So I'm
Yeah.
also picking the fence.
Yeah.
As much as that would be a problem.
I feel like that would kill me one day. If you're like sick or something, you can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, both of those can screw you over.
Also, I don't want to sleep on an air mattress.
Well, no, you just have to blow it up before you go to sleep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It doesn't say that you have to sleep on it. I'll give it that.
All right.
Okay. These are. I think I like these a lot.
I can't
more
even
than the
blow up
ones.
regular balloons. I have to use like a pump for them. I can't do it.
Okay.
I hear something that might be Tyler bringing me Chipotle. I hear something. I think it's him. Give me 1 sec. Maybe not. Okay, go ahead.
Would you rather have every driver but you on the road be a student driver or over 75?
Student driver, I think.
Student drivers, I think, easy there.
Yeah.
Because there's at least someone else in the car with them.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Also, I'm about the equivalent of a student driver. Sometimes.
Okay. Would you rather have bad crooked teeth or really, really bad eye bags?
Oh.
Eye bags easy.
I think eye bags too, because I think here's the thing, because I think about stuff like this all the time. I have some crooked teeth and I want to get them fixed really bad. I last time I went to the dentist, I gave them all my information to send it to like Invisalign and they like didn't send it. So I don't know what happened. But so that would bother me a lot. Also, it's like uncomfortable to have crooked teeth. Like your bite is like weird and stuff. That's like an issue I have all the time. The eye bags everyone gets after like 30. So like, and they're not that bad to look at. Like, and you can put makeup over them.
Yeah. And also it's like the teeth are more of a health issue than the eye bags.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's a topical one.
Mm.
Would you rather have a fridge constantly stocked with your favorite food and drink, or a car that never broke down and never ran out of gas?
Probably the car, just because me having a fridge that has like never-ending White Claw is not a good idea.
It would be really bad. I'm trying to weigh like I never having to buy food or never having to buy gas.
The thing is,
or do car repair. And I think I would also pick, as much as I like also would desperately want like infinite Diet Dr. Peppers, I think that the not having to go through the stress of having to deal with fixing my car or filling it up would be much better.
If I was just looking at it purely like a monetary thing, right now, like I have a pretty new car, so I probably spend more money on food than I do on the car. But I remember having an old car where you just constantly had to take it in to get things fixed, and like, and it's a lot. Yeah. Also, it's just annoying to deal with. Yeah.
Would you rather have a song or a book written about you, and it becomes famous?
Song. Wait. This is hard. This is difficult because, okay, here's the thing. Most of the time when songs are written about you, that's not always a good thing. And sometimes it doesn't have your name in it. A book, usually good, unless you did something really, really bad.
But it can go into much more detail.
Yes. I'm going to take the book. I said song. I only really want the song if it's like, if I'm like married to like a famous person and they wrote a song about me, that might be nice. But the book, it's like people can know about me, and I want the world to know.
I want the song, I think.
Yeah.
I'll just write rap battles that feature me in them constantly until I get famous.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. I already know my answer to it. Would you rather go to bed? You have to go to bed at 8 p.m. for the rest of your life, or you have to go to bed at 4 a.m. for the rest of your life?
It's got to be 4 a.m.
It's got to be 4 a.m.
Anything fun in the world happens after 8 p.m.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
I would make it work with my job if I had to stay up till 4.
Yeah.
I would probably just get a night shift job and screw up my schedule even more.
Uh-huh.
I like these embarrassment ones a lot.
No.
Would you rather, so you're at a job interview, would you rather knock an entire cup of coffee all over the desk, but none of it gets on the interviewer, or you get a little bit on the interviewer, but not any on the desk?
This is so hard. I feel like the desk will often have stuff that's important on it. Like getting a little bit of coffee on the person might not be that bad, but like if the desk has like a computer on it or something.
My answer is the desk.
Yeah.
Because coffee's hot.
Coffee is hot, yeah. If it's guaranteed a hot coffee, then the desk.
It doesn't guarantee it, but I would rather get it on the desk than get it on the person, because like,
yeah,
you can replace things that are on a desk. It's hard going through the rest of the day with coffee on yourself.
Mm-hmm. If it was coffee on the desk or coffee on me, I would pick coffee on me, but not on the interviewer. Yeah.
Here's a hard one.
Okay.
Here's a hard one. Would you rather, for the rest of your life, be 13 or 65? So you were like age locked.
I think I have to be 65.
I think I also have to be 65. I can't be a child. But like,
I can't like go into anything.
Then you're like you have to be old.
Okay, I will say 65 is like, there's some MILFs and DILFs that age.
That's fair.
Like you might luck out.
I will happily concede. You could be okay.
I will pick any option that is not having to be like a sweaty teenager again. That was like the worst.
Would you rather always feel like you have to sneeze, or everything that touches you tickles?
The problem is when I feel like I have to sneeze, I just have to sit and like wait for it to happen. So if that never happens, like I don't think I can do that. I think I would have to do the tickling.
I don't know what I'd pick. My sinuses are already messed up.
When I have allergies, it's the worst, and I'm constantly praying for it to be over. So I would have to pick the tickling.
I don't know. I think I'm used to the sneezing enough that I might just pick that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, another one. Are you still in thought about the sneezing or tickling?
No, I'm reading this really long one that's weird. Okay, we'll try it. Your life depends on this. Would you rather walk a mile without spilling any liquid out of the extremely full glass that you must carry, or jog a mile without breaking a robin's egg that you must carry in your mouth?
Both of those are impossible, and I would ruin it immediately. Wait, so walk a mile with the full glass?
So walk with the full glass, or run with the robin's egg?
So if I'm running, I feel like the precision is immediately gone. Walking, it's like if it doesn't have a time limit on when I could do it, I could try, but I would still die. I can't I have really shaky hands, so I can't walk like 5 feet without spilling water if it's filled too high.
That's why I picked the egg, just because I think there's
How big is a robin's
I don't
egg?
know. It's smaller than the chicken egg. I know that.
Okay. Then I think the egg probably yes. I know I will spill the water. The egg, I
Yeah,
have
I
no idea
will
if I would do
spill
it
that
immediately or
water.
not. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm team egg.
Okay, here's a funny one.
Mhm.
Would you rather when you're concentrating, your head makes like a mechanical rattling sound? Or when you see an attractive person, your heart makes a very big, echoey the thump sound?
I have to do the mechanical noise because the heart thing's gonna get me in like way too much trouble.
Yeah.
I think
I
the heart thing would be very funny, but
it'd be
I don't need everybody to know what I'm thinking.
Okay, would you rather I think I also have to agree with you. Would you rather have all your friends be smarter than you or better looking than you?
Mechanical noises play.
I would pick better looking than me because that would mean I have hot friends and I don't care.
It's just hard
Well,
because I'm already smarter and better looking than anyone, so like I don't know how to give one up. No, I'm kidding.
you're
I'm
only one
kidding.
of those.
I'm kidding. I don't know which one you meant.
That was the point of the jest. You'll
I
never know. Infinite enigma.
I think I'd rather. The problem is also like if everyone is dumber than you, they're not like intellectually interesting to talk
No, it's
to.
not that they're dumber than you. It's your friends are smarter than you, or your friends are more attractive than you. That doesn't mean that
Oh,
they're not
oh,
smart.
it doesn't do. Okay.
It's not in either. It's not like a. You don't have a bunch of smart ugly friends or like dumb pretty friends. It's just one or the other.
I feel so bad. I don't think I could be like the ugliest person. I think I would have to be. And if everybody's smarter, it's like at least I could like learn from them. Like they might be like a little annoying and pompous about it, but like there might be positives about that. Whereas the other one, there's like no positives.
Yeah. Would you rather have it rain rocks the size of baseballs or darts?
Both of those would kill you.
But which one would you pick? I I would pick darts.
I think I'd pick. I feel like darts will still kill you, but I feel like the rock will kill you immediately.
The darts will do less property damage.
Oh,
If
true.
you know to go inside when it's raining, the darts will do less property damage.
Yeah, darts will kind of just like fall off of it.
Okay. Would you rather have a scandal named after you or a disease named after you?
Ooh, a scandal. Wait, am I the scandal?
It says like Monica Gate.
Okay, so here's the problem. Usually, when one of these things is attributed to someone's name, like if it's a disease, you had it. If it's a scandal, you were in it. And I don't really want to be the subject of a new disease. A scandal would suck, but it also might be a little funny, so I would pick scandal.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Some of these are just weird. Would you rather have a live-in masseuse or a live-in butler? Butler easy. I don't care about massages.
I was gonna say masseuse, but well, a butler can do like a lot of things, right? Can we just tell the butler to give you a massage and it's just not very good?
They're probably not as good at it. I
Yeah,
don't want a massage.
that's
I
fine.
want someone to make me lunch and
yeah.
clean my bat cave.
I always think about like if I had like a ton of money, I always think about having a masseuse, but a butler just does too many things and a masseuse does one thing.
I know my dream is I just want a lawn care guy. That's all I want. That is my American dream. No lawn work.
That's why I'm living in an apartment right now, and I'm not getting a house until I have some sucker I can trick into doing that for me.
Me too. Okay, so would you rather come in second every contest you enter, or you come in dead last 9 out of 10 times, but you win every 10th time?
And you can keep track of when they happen?
I presume.
I would do first every 9 out of 10, and then I would just enter a bunch of little shitty small competitions so that like only the important ones.
You'd like game the system.
I would game the system, yeah.
If you could game the system, I would pick that one, of course.
Yeah.
Because that just sounds better. I'll just enter a bunch of like Discord competitions or something. Would you rather people gossip about you constantly or no one talks about you?
First one already happened, so why change, you know?
I feel like I'm probably the second one, so
that's our dynamic.
Why change?
Yeah.
Would you rather like be super duper athletic or super duper like scholarly?
Scholarly.
Yeah, easy. I don't care about sports.
We're nerds.
Okay, we'll do like a couple more and then I want to move on to my segment.
Oh, yes.
Okay, here's another one for you specifically. Would you rather you be attractive but always take bad photos, or never be as good looking as your picture?
Wait. Oh,
so like your photos are either more attractive than you or less attractive than you.
See, this is hard because I feel like a lot of social media is like people's photo looks better than them already because you can pose properly and you can like do minor edits on it. If there's a small discrepancy, I would pick for the photo to be better. If there's a large discrepancy, then I would go the other way. But like that kind of rules out, you know, posting stuff on social media or being like engaged online in any way at all if all your photos are going to look horrible. Unless you just become like a comically bad looking account.
I feel like it'd be great if your pictures always look better than you, because like I feel like there are a lot of benefits to that. Like I know you don't care, but like for me, dating apps. I get a W there.
Although the thing with that though is if you show up and they're disappointed, they're mad. Whereas if they show up and they're pleasantly surprised, they're like, oh. But yeah,
it just says never as good looking as your picture. So I'm not assuming that you're like.
I feel like most people are not as good looking as their photos already, so that's the more like normal one.
Would you rather make it into the Guinness Book of World Records for surviving the most shark attacks or lightning strikes?
Well, I can't like swim. I guess in this scenario I could.
Or the sharks attack you on land. I'm thinking lightning.
I think the lightning would be like really cool. That sounds like a superhero origin story. Yeah. Just like you can constantly survive getting struck by lightning is crazy.
I'm trying
to people like do survive that a lot.
I'm trying to figure out whether the neurological damage from lightning strikes is worse than the like physical damage from the shark attacks. I'm thinking it's probably still. I would rather get struck by lightning.
I think I'd rather have the lightning. Yeah.
Be funny. Be a fun parlor trick.
All right, maybe like one more.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good final one.
Okay.
And some of these are not like that interesting. So I'm trying to find a good random one.
You can always play again too, but yeah, pick us one.
Okay. Would you?
Yes.
Okay, here's a good one. Here's a fantastic one. Would you rather have a theme song play wherever you walk,
Mm-hmm.
or have your own mood lighting wherever you are. I really like this one.
Both of those are really good.
I would easily pick theme song because I think it'd be really funny, especially if you can change it.
Yeah. I think theme song's better. I think mood
can
lighting is already kind of easy to create on your own, where the other one you're never gonna have that ability.
Well, like the mood light would carry with you, like
Yeah, but I just
anywhere.
mean like if you wanted to in your home, you could take a photo with good mood lighting. You can't just like materialize a theme song about yourself. You need like a recording studio and someone talented.
I think it'd be really funny, like what one day you hear Megalvania start playing out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, there's Mancha, he's coming.
I know. Yeah, theme song for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
we're past an hour. So
time
go.
My segment is interesting.
Okay.
I want to talk about color. Like, and how I don't know about you, but I know that you're also a very like organizey and like to kind of control like stuff like that person.
Yeah.
So I figured there might be some sort of correlation here. What about color association?
Oh yes, like you're talking about like a notepad, like science is green, like that.
Yeah, that's like part of it. I think there's like tons of stuff that we can talk about. I actually hadn't thought of like subjects, but I want to circle back to that because my school's colors are not ones I agree with, and it makes me very upset.
Yeah.
But first of all, I want like weird question, but there are people I know who I'm friends with who agree with me on this. Do you like associate colors with numbers at all? Or is it like
numbers? I don't, but other things, yes. And I'm interested to hear you out.
Whenever like I like have a short like list and I need to like color code stuff like by number, I pretty often use the same like order of things. And this is if you've been paying attention to the way I've been doing something specific, you'll catch this
with the thumbnails.
Yeah, with the thumbnails. You don't have to finish it, right?
I figured it out.
My number like 1 is red, 2 is blue, 3 is green, then 4 is yellow, rounding out like
I agree with
4.
all of these so far.
Blue is 5. Sorry, not blue is 5. Purple is 5. Orange is 6. I like a cyan or a teal is 7. This thumbnail, which I haven't made yet, is gonna be like a pink or a magenta.
Okay, yeah.
9 and 10 is like where it gets weird for me. Usually I do like white or black for 10, and then I don't have like a specific one for 9. And then I like going like dark versions of all those colors for like 11 through 20.
So that will be like the dark era of Unlimited Appetizers.
Yeah,
really goth.
the dark mode of Unlimited Appetizers.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I'll keep up like my weird color associations with the thumbnails.
I love it.
But like that's like this. If you've ever been wondering like what the psychology of me picking a color for a thumbnail is, it's my brain funny. But I do actually want to circle back to how we associate colors with other stuff. Because I wanted to talk about like soda colors, but I want to do the school subjects first because that's actually a fantastic topic for this. What are your like main ones?
So I always did science was green. History was my least favorite subject. So like my mom would buy me a bunch of folders, and if I got to pick whatever was my least favorite color, I would make history. So it would usually be like orange or brown, or like if yellow was the last one. Like I don't dislike yellow, but like something like that.
Erin hates yellow.
Of those colors, I like yellow, but orange or brown are like my least favorite colors. I think English I did blue, and math I did red, but I might have had those swapped a couple times. And then like art or whatever would be like purple or pink. Or if I had like a language one, I'd usually do like French or something. I'd usually do like pink or something for that. I don't remember what other things there were. I think those are the subjects.
Yeah. So
what were yours?
Science was green for me as well.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard one, I think.
That one I think a lot of people agree with. I didn't have like a clear like least favorite subject. So like the first 4 were actually based. This is very silly. were based off of the colors of the Schoolhouse Rock VHSs that we had.
Oh.
So the math was blue. The I think the math. No, I'm trying to remember. I think math
I'm
was
gonna look 'em
blue.
up.
Social studies for sure was red, and I think that leaves English to be purple, which is why I'm hesitating because I think I remember wanting English a different color.
I'm seeing Schoolhouse Rock math is yellow. It has like yellow at the bottom of it.
Now I'm looking. Yellow wasn't one of the colors. I know red was history. I know green was science. Blue was their math. Yeah, blue was math and purple was grammar. Okay, I had it right. I'd found the exact image I'm thinking of.
Then I don't know what I'm looking at.
I'll send it to you later.
I'm looking at the math rock thing. I guess that's why.
If you look up Schoolhouse Rock VHS, you'll see a bunch of them.
Oh, this is not a VHS. Okay, now I see what you're saying. Yeah, these have different colors on the thing I was looking at.
I think I ended up switching it later, so I would do green science, red history, and then whatever's left kind of got weird. I like orange English, and we had religion, so I like purple religion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like blue reading, and I feel like I'm missing one. What was yellow that I'm missing?
I don't know.
I'm missing a subject. A lot of those are the same, where because we have like a standardized color system, so that we can encourage students to like have these good like organization habits. They do math is green and science is yellow, and I don't like science being yellow at all because I teach science, and that's like the most frustrating color to deal with. Because if I want to color code my stuff, I have to write in yellow pen, and I did buy a yellow pen, but it's still annoying.
Yeah. I have pens in all the colors too, and there's a couple that are just they're too light or they're like weird. They don't show up right.
I have so many pens at my desk at work, and also at my desk here now. So it's like switched around a bit. I didn't do as much of it in college because I rarely ever needed notebooks for stuff. Because I mean, I had all design classes, and all the other classes I took rarely ever needed me to take notes. There were some classes I could have passed by never showing up. Good way of putting your assignments together, I guess, but yeah, weird.
You know where else this shows up for me? When I make like gifts for a bunch of people and I have to divide out colors, I'll try to do like favorite colors first, but like sometimes there's too many people like the same color or whatever. This wasn't colors exactly, but I gave you guys gift bags when you came, and they had patterns on them, and I gave you like the star one because you like Steven Universe. Like I just stuff like that. I'll be like, oh, like,
I also person. Do that.
Yeah.
I've colored a lot of my my messenger chats for me to the color that I associate that person with, which I'm sure is weird for the other person since it's a shared color. But like that's why yours is purple.
Yeah, well, I love purple, so it works.
It's a lot easier on my phone because in my text app I can color code stuff. Like so, my mom is yellow, my dad is purple, my brothers are blue and purple, not blue and purple, blue and orange, and my sister's pink. Because that's everyone's favorite color, and mine's red. And I think everyone in the family uses those colors on their phones because we all know that they're each other's favorite colors.
My default texting app on my phone, you can't change the colors and you can't name groups. And it's horrible because I have a group of friends here where we have a bunch of group chats that'll be the same people plus like one random person that we went to like an event with or something. So the other day I was trying to send something to one of the chats and I sent it to 2 wrong chats before I found the right one because they all have like the same 3 people at the top and then the name's cut off and then there's no name or color or anything. Yeah. So
you have an Android, right?
Yeah. It's
just
there might be like another one you can get.
Yeah, because I don't use the default one. I downloaded one called Textra, and it's like a web browser where you can have it override and become your default one. I highly recommend like downloading
Textra,
like that, or there's plenty of other ones that are like more customizable.
This one looks good. Yeah.
I like texture because it's very, very customizable. But there are
Yeah.
a lot of ones that will work where you can just color code it. And I have a lot of people color coded, and then there are people who I don't talk to a lot, and I know that they're like just the plain red color.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, so like the one thing that I thought was interesting is I was thinking about it the other day, and I feel like there is not a standardized color system for like candy or soda, which I mean makes sense because people want to
Oh
do different
yeah.
flavors. But I was curious what that would end up being if, like, say you take red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple.
The
Some of
problem is
them
the
seem obvious, but some of them maybe wouldn't be.
Yeah, I think the problem is like if they're all like chocolate or something, the brands are trying to differentiate them like from each other. So like it's hard.
I think more for, like fruit candy, like
Fruit
what color
candy.
represents what fruit. Because there are
Oh, are you
some,
talking about like like when you get like a gummy or
yeah,
something?
like a
That's
gummy or like a Laffy Taffy or an Airhead or
Mhm.
any like fruit candy.
Can I just say I think it's Tootsie Rolls made vanilla blue wrong.
Okay.
No. Needs to be white because I always think it's blue raspberry when I'm pulling it out because they have a green one, this green apple, and I'm like, no.
Uh, I love those. You're absolutely right because I don't like the blue ones.
Yeah.
I don't like the vanilla ones at all.
Yeah.
I it, it feels like I get why they did it, but they shouldn't have done it. They should have made it white.
Yeah, they could have just made it white. Also, I'm like, when I see blue, I'm like, that's blue raspberry every time. I mean, maybe sometimes it's blueberry, but if it's anything other than those two things, I'm like, what is this?
And
And
then
blue
there's
raspberry is a lot of kids' like favorite flavor. So when you make something vanilla blue, it's like, dude, you're gonna confuse children.
I remember like being confused as a little kid when I get one of those and you open it up and
Yeah,
it's a white candy inside.
it made me
That's
so
the
mad.
big thing.
I
It's
remember
white on the
pulling it out
inside.
of like on Halloween, pulling it out of a basket, being like, oh, that one's blue. It's probably blue raspberry, and then getting it, and being like, I could pick the worst one.
Yeah, they're not even good.
Yeah.
So like there are some colors that are like easy. I think blue almost always is blue raspberry. I can't
Mhm.
think of any candy that does blueberry or any soda that does blueberry over blue raspberry.
I know I've encountered a blueberry candy in the wild, but it was like they had blueberry and they didn't have blue raspberry, and I was like, I'll forgive that. Yeah.
And I think purple is easy because purple is almost always grape.
Grape, yeah.
And you never get other stuff. But I think an orange is orange because it's
Mhm.
orange. But like red, yellow, and green are always the weird ones, and pink is
Yeah.
always really, really weird.
Red and pink candies are always like you don't even know what it is when you have the package in front of you. Like you have to like there's some things where I have to like read the package to be like if
Sometimes
it's
you
a
can't tell
group
the
of
difference
things.
between like the candy because it's not shaded like
Yeah.
correctly. Because you just have
Yeah.
red and other red, like
Yeah.
with lifesavers. Um, and it's weird because even if you have red and pink, there's no consistency there either.
Mhm.
Because like commonly, I think you'll get like strawberry and cherry,
Yeah.
but there are other candies that are commonly also like the issue is like whatever your green is gonna affect the other ones
Yeah.
because green could be lime, green could be apple, green could be watermelon, or pink could be
Oh, that's
watermelon, and
true.
red could be apple, and that's what's weird. That's
There
what
is a lot of
frustrates
candy that
me.
does watermelon is either pink or green. Like that is something that I notice. Yeah.
And I think the issue, this is like I guess my proposal is like finding a way to like standardize the colors for some of this stuff,
Mhm.
because it's confusing over everything. And then like monsters, right? Because I drink the colored monsters. The cherry's
The
black,
monsters follow no
which is
logic.
smart. The black ones
Mhm.
are the cherry, which is a smart workaround because like black cherry, I get it. I don't know
Okay.
what flavor the red ones are. I'm gonna be the
I,
first one to tell you I don't know what flavor the red ones are.
also, the ones that aren't the juice ones, like all the other ones, they will have some title as the flavor where you're like, I don't even know what that is. Like it'll just be some vague like energy term.
Well, like the ones I'm talking about, the Ultra series, where they're all
Oh,
Ultra
right,
and
right,
then
right.
color. They're all Ultra color, except for the teal one, which is Ultra Fiesta.
Mhm.
Um, which is I get it. That's the weirdest colored one because it's a mango and it's teal. Uh,
Yes.
And I like that one a
They're
lot, and I like the color a lot, but I don't like the teal being mango.
their juice mango one also has blue on the package. It's not all blue, but it's like blue and like yellow orange.
It it's just weird sometimes.
It's not a mango
Um,
is not a blue thing.
and this is something that it's clearly not important, but it constantly is annoying. Um, think about like how you'd want to do more standardized system. The one thing that Monster does well that I agree with is making their watermelon one pink and green.
Oh, do they?
Or
Let me look
there's
at
just
that.
there's just red and green. I think that's the only one that's called Ultra Watermelon. Where it's like red, it's a red and green can, and you can.
Yes, this is perfect.
I think more
Perfect.
candy needs to do that, so there's less confusion. Because
Yeah.
I know, like, I think in the Jolly Ranchers it's pink, but I can definitely think of. I know that
Jolly
there are
Ranchers
instances
is pink watermelon, yeah.
in
And they also have green apple, it's green.
in Zots they're dark green,
Oh.
which also I think is all right because dark green would work. There just needs to be some standardization.
Yeah.
Because I think green should be lime probably, or green apple. The issue is picking one. And I know you can't, which is why this is a silly construct.
It
of a
doesn't
question.
bother me when a candy is green and it's lime or green apple because I like both and they're both sour, so they're kind of the same thing. But I know people who like don't like lime and they get like mad when it's like lime.
That's why this is. And I know people who are like allergic to like weird fruit. I know someone who's allergic to pineapple.
I have so when I was a kid, my favorite. Oh, I do too. Yeah. When I was a kid, raspberries were like my favorite fruit, and one of my cousins is allergic to raspberries, and I remember when she told me, I was like about to cry for her because I was like, "That's the best food. You're allergic to the best food?" Because I was like 8, and I thought that was like the height of food.
The only good food, raspberries.
The raspberry.
The raspberry.
It makes sense you said strawberry. There might have been something on the screen that might have made you subconsciously think.
Yeah, I don't know why at all I would think about strawberries right now.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not one bit. Strawberry being pink, I guess, makes sense.
I think if
cherry.
you have cherry and strawberry in the same package, cherry is usually red and strawberry is pink because cherry's red. Cherry's got red locked down.
If you have a red flavored apple thing, you're wrong.
Yeah, no.
Make a better candy.
There's so few candy that's apple flavored that isn't green apple. Like apple, I think is not a popular candy flavor.
Red apples are not good in the first place. And I have a high disdain for them and any people who enjoys the Red Delicious apple. There are other reds that are fine.
Red Delicious is bad. Yeah, there's other ones that are less bad.
Like the Fuji's, I think are like red with like a little yellow. Those are like red with like a little yellow is always really good. I've not had a good like just red apple, but Red Delicious is literally the most disgusting apple.
Inappropriately named.
Red disgusting. Red makes me want to say words that have to bleep on the podcast apple.
We keep doing that.
Well, I didn't say it this time. I thought about it. Here's another weird one that I've been thinking of because I was thinking about chips. Why is ranch blue?
Ranch is blue. You're right.
Think about it. Ranch is blue.
Ranch should be white.
And like ranch. Or you know what I would accept? I'd accept light green.
Okay.
I understand that there are other things that are light green.
Yeah, sour cream and onion because onions are green.
Sour cream and here's another thing. Why is sour cream and onion green?
Because the scallion onions are green.
Oh, are they scallions? Are the scallions and not regular?
That's what I associate it with. Because if there's like chives
fair.
and onions on stuff, they're green.
That's fair. Okay. Because I love scallions. I never actually put 2 and 2 together. I do that one is green in my head, but that's also a dark green.
Yeah,
that one's a dark green.
What is the deal with like things that should be white becoming blue? Why is blue like the color that we're defaulting to for? Because it happened with the Tootsie Rolls and it's happening with the ranch.
That is weird. My guess is that there's very few blue color like. And so it's easy to jump to that when you need something to fill it. Because think about chips. What,
Mhm.
aside from blue corn chips, I can't think of any other flavor of chip that I would make blue.
Yeah, that too,
And you know
really.
what ones are blue? The Cool Ranch and the salt and vinegar,
Yeah.
which would be white.
Yes.
So
I
there's
guess
just
they
more
just
of
don't
that.
wanna do white packaging for some reason. I wonder if there was, like, advertising studies or something that, like, white doesn't do well or something.
I don't know. Uh, it might just see. Here's the. I can understand why they wouldn't do white for like a soda or a more importantly
A
a
drink because
aluminum
it's
bag.
diet.
Well, no.
Oh.
You can't white ink's really difficult to do.
Oh,
I know
true.
that. White ink is really hard to print. Um so I would imagine they wouldn't want a lot of that if their like base material isn't white.
Mhm.
But like for stuff where the base material would be white, you would save yourself ink in the long run. Like
Yes.
with the Tootsie Rolls, where I feel like that's already like clear plastic paper.
Mhm.
Um, save yourself the ink.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with blue accents if you did
Yeah.
heavy white on the vanilla candies. I don't know. I think about color association a lot. It's why I like
Yeah.
branding a lot because I like branding sets. I like sets of like chips and sets of sodas, and so that's why this is a really interesting topic to me.
Yeah.
Um, I'm
I
glad that I'm not crazy and you've thought about some of this stuff.
No, I have gel pens that I like. So in my planners, I'll write everything in black ink, and when I cross it off, I'll do it in a colored ink because it's just easier to like read it that way. Um,
I do the inverse actually. I color code the stuff and then I black 'em out.
oh, that's cool. Yeah. Well, I do like that. I just make like a big long list, and then it's all like black, and then I just cross it off. Also, I think because I like crossing it off with a color because it feels fun.
Hmm.
Um,
I like the you're gone. I finished you off and just blacking
yeah,
it out.
yeah, both of those valid feelings. If I'm having a day where it's like nice outside, or I'm gonna like go somewhere, or I'm feeling like in a really good mood, I will always use the pink gel pen. If I'm having a day that's pretty like mid tier, and I'm like, oh, I have to get some things done, but there's nothing like special happening today, I'll use purple. And then if I'm having a day where I have to do a bunch of shit that I like don't like, I will use the blue one because those are the three colors I have, and it's just like pink and purple are my favorites. And the pink one's really like light, so it looks fun.
Hmm.
But yeah, those are my color coding for my pens.
Yeah, I color code everything that I have. Like,
Yeah.
the big thing that like I do is like I've showed off this notebook before where I have like all these like D&D stat blocks in it, and if I like
Yes.
flip through it, they're all like different colors,
Uh
right?
huh.
And all those colors like I've associated each character with a color, um, with like my because I DM, right? With
Hmm.
my in-game players, I've given all of their characters like a color that I associate them with. So like the archer who is a drow, like a dark elf, is purple because she's a dark elf. There's a character who is like a mushroom witch, so she's green because of like the nature and like the
Yeah.
mold. There's
That's
a
why science is
character.
green.
That's why science is green because of nature.
Hmm.
Um, there's a character who is like a little tiefling kid with like browner skin and uses a lot of fire, so that character's orange. And then there's one who is currently like a red pink because their old character was red and they
Hmm.
made a new character and I wanted to carry the color over but make it a little different.
Yeah.
But like those colors show up everywhere. Like in our Discord, I made their names those colors. On some in-game stuff, I use those colors to kind of like signify, hey, that's that character's thing. Their tokens are those colors. I do a lot of that, where I just throw colors on stuff.
Yeah. When you play a board game, what color do you pick? I
Red.
assume red. Yeah, red is you color. I go for purple. I remember when I was a kid, my mom, if we were playing a board game, she'd always pick yellow. So like eventually I learned that. So when we would get out a game, I'd be like, "Oh, yellow is for mom," and like I don't know, it's cute.
Yeah, I mean everyone tends to pick their favorite color, which I get,
Yeah.
which is why it's difficult having friends who like board games who have the same favorite color as you.
Everybody wants to fight me for purple every time, and I get so sad.
I have a couple friends who like fighting me for red.
Yeah.
Or like Among Us. I remember like there are some games where I would default depending on like what mood I was. I played a lot of yellow in Among Us when I couldn't get red.
Anytime I played Among Us, I was hosting the room, so I always got to be
Yeah,
purple,
you
so I
win.
didn't have to deal with it, but I always watched everybody else fight over it when we were in the calls, and I was like, ooh, glad that is not happening to me.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but I do a lot of that.
You're getting me in like the itchy planner feeling where I want to like write stuff out, and I bought so many stickers this year, and I need to like actually start using them. I was
I've
like,
got
I'm
a
gonna
ton
use
of
this.
stickers.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna put the stickers in the notebook when I get like a big project done, and then guess what I haven't done. So I think I need to use the stickers for smaller tasks.
The issue is like, I want to just get a new notebook, and I don't need a new one. We made it very clear that I don't need another one, but like, I don't like starting a new project in the middle of a notebook. I like keeping them. They're all their own projects or whatever.
My newest notebook, the Animal Crossing one, because it was a thin one, I made that one just project outlines. So every page is just a one page, like, here's an idea for a project and some like rough bullet points. And then I don't go into detail on it. And my other notebooks are for that. Oh, Tyler's here. 1 second. Hello, we are wrapping up. Oh my gosh, he brought Chipotle.
Hi, Mancha.
Hi, where's my Chipotle, Tyler?
He's asking where his Chipotle is.
It's on the way.
Hell yeah.
I know, I was telling him he's gotta come visit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Tyler brought me Chipotle, so we're about
I
done.
guess this is a good time to wrap up.
Yep.
So as always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, give us ideas for new stuff. We want to hear your thoughts. Tell us what you agreed with, what you disagreed with. We'll fight with you in the comments. It'll be a lot of fun.
Tyler's doing some weird stuff over there. Sorry. You can follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at appetizercast, and you can follow either of us at Erin MacDaddy or Moth Mancha.
With that, thank you for watching. Be sure to tip your waitresses or your person who brings you Chipotle, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Bye.